Map 1 of our first match here in the IEM Chicago Asian Closed Qualifier did go to SC Absolute. That was on Cache. It was their map pick. We now move very shortly into Inferno, which is Boots' map pick here. We're doing our opening match on the B stream. There's another one going on the A stream as well. If you remove the B from your stream URL, you can go check that out. We are covering matches for the rest of today, as well as a couple tomorrow, and I think the final will be on Tuesday. So
yeah, but you want to stay here because A stream, honestly, you know, Elfish guy, yeah, Mr. Dallas, you know, Sniper, Ian Sniper Turner. You may have heard him from World of Tanks broadcast, but
Rainbow
pretty much very over there. Much more exciting to be here, and I say as well, a much better game in terms of this series. Yes, the Absolute picking up the first map victory and heated things up. A lot of people, including me, would have come into the series expecting a tight series, but a 2-0 for Boot Dreamscape, but it wasn't the case this time around. So I don't know if it was just Cache in particular, SC Absolute can bring that level out, or is it going to be overall in Inferno? Do they have ability to bring out this that firepower and that tactical depth on Inferno, which requires it?
Well, now we are moving, as you say, into Inferno, and the third map, if we need it, will be Mirage. So it's going to need to be both of those maps going the way of Boot if they want to get the win in this series. And we are doing a double elim bracket here, so if they lose this one, they'll just fall into the lower bracket. No one's getting eliminated, at least in this game, but you still want to be starting out with a win here in the opening round.
I mean, obviously you do, but these are two very strong teams. So ultimately, if Boot Dreamscape do get knocked down to the lower bracket by SC Absolute, that's a big if. I don't know, obviously, if that's going to be the case. It would be, firstly, for Boot Dreamscape, they're probably a little bit upset, but sometimes actually fight back better from the lower bracket as well. Gives them a chance and goes, hang on a moment, we actually need to bring our A game and come out swinging from the beginning, because I don't think they were expecting that from SC Absolute. We didn't see any CT adaptations. We didn't see anything, I guess, really fancy on the T side. It was just they try picking up the tempo when, in my mind, they probably shouldn't have actually sped it up so quickly. They should have taken a little bit more time and thought it through, because by the time they sped it up so quickly, they lost so much, I guess, of their economical advantage that they pretty much lost a half from there. So I hope Inferno is a little bit more different. I don't see anything fast and loose coming out from Boot Dreamscape on the T side in the first half, and I want to see some solid defense coming out from SC Absolute and see how they go on the T side overall as well.
Well, this should be Boots starting off on that T side, as this is SC. Actually, no, this is Boots. Yeah,
this is Boots map pick,
so they should be starting out on T side because SC will pick CT. That's what I wanted to say. It's hard to do words, but they will have that chance to start out on the T side, which was much better for both teams on Cache, which you can put it down to that 60 ping, you can put it down to whatever you like. Look, the T sides were better.
Honestly, you can put it down to maybe them being better T side players, but I've seen these guys on the CT side, and we can see Jakedge as well. They're really sharp. I really put this down to 60 ping, just working in the favor of the attacking team most of the time. It doesn't mean that you're completely useless on the defensive side, but it does make a lot of plays look I mean, how many times do we see a CT defender just look like they're not doing anything and then they get shot about a second later? And that honestly isn't them just being slow and being like, oh, there's something happening in front of me. It is legitimately the ping factor there. So that's my 2 cents on it. You're free to disagree, but until you actually play on 5 ping and 60 ping, like I say, like I've played from anything between 5 to 200 ping, and you can feel the difference from any single step from there. 5 to 60 is the best.
I've done exactly the same because Australian internet is wondrous. I've got fibre in my current place, so it's that lovely 5 ping.
You used to spike up to 600, didn't you?
Yeah, dude, I had like 2K at times. In my house last year, if like my housemate uploaded a 2 megabyte uni assessment, then our internet was tanked for about 5 minutes. I'd just be like, right, 2000 ping, time to frag, except not. But yeah, look, there's certainly, it's weird. There is that sort of sweet spot around the 60 ping log where it feels good again. Like, obviously, nothing feels as crisp as playing on 5 ping, where you can just like, yay, everything registers instantly, it's great. But around 60, as you say, there is that there's that sweet spot where you swing out and you shoot someone, it feels like, hey, they didn't actually do anything. This is great.
Because 60 is, I mean, with 5 in terms of, I guess what you call the land ping, or if you're able to play, if you're lucky enough to live very close. Because I guess for those who are tuning in from overseas, and especially from the Asian region as well, I think 5 ping is a bit more of a concept that's not really known. Because 5 ping is, unless you're Singaporean and playing on the Singaporean server, I think it's pretty much impossible to achieve in terms of SEA, just by the geographical region. And even for America as well, because it's so large, I don't think it's ever achievable by playing with 5 ping. So, I mean, 5 ping is great. Like I said, it makes defensive holding a lot easier and it feels a lot more reactive. But with someone with 60 ping, when you're attacking, it feels a lot better. I don't know how to describe it. It's not really quantifiable. It's just better when you're attacking.
It feels nice.
It feels nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's-
I
don't
wouldn't
know
be
enough
able to.
about the internet to be able to tell you how it works.
Yeah, so the reason why we're going on this tangent is because it is taking a while for the game to start. But I wouldn't be if you're asking for an answer between 5 and 60 ping. I wouldn't be able to give you an answer.
Yeah,
Both feel really good.
they do. But look, I did hear about a minute ago that we were at the 90-second mark, so we shouldn't be too far from getting into this game now. So this will be Inferno, in case you missed it, between Boot and SC Absolute, with Boot down a map. They did lose Cache, which was admittedly SC's pick, but Boot did lose. It's now looking to fight back into this. They want to do it. They're going to need to grab both Inferno and Mirage to complete the reverse sweep.
Oh, so Mirage is going to be our third map. That was probably going to be my next question.
Yeah, I said that like a minute ago. Were you not listening?
No.
I
A
don't blame
minute
you.
ago, there was probably an information dump, and I was just trying to think of what I was planning to say next in terms of everything. So I did hear the Mirage just then, and I went, oh, so we are playing Mirage as the third map. So ultimately, though, SC Absolute on the T side? Okay, I don't know. Yep. Okay, so SC Absolute starting on the T side.
Okay.
They would have picked that. And that's really fascinating because normally most teams would start on the CT side, but they must have an idea of what they're doing, surely, if they're starting on the T side.
Surely, you'd have to think there's a reason. Like, T-side is traditionally, on a lot of maps, the weaker side to start on, at least. If it's your opponent's map pick, you'd think you're going to be better on the CT side, but they've chosen to start T, and T was much better for both teams last map, so...
I'll probably go into this afterwards, as there's a little bit of contact in mid, but I guess there is rationale in starting the T side of Inferno. Okay. There's a ding.
Poor Benkai. It's the worst feeling, playing like a long-range angle on CT pistol, and you just get tagged
No,
for
how
a
does he
billion
even
by
hit
a
that?
Glock.
He's moving. Like, I was sprinting around today and couldn't even do that with a Glock. You can do it with the USB, you can do it with anything, but just not a Glock, so I don't understand how they do it. Jungle Wrap coming out. 3 there. Bomb's not committing just yet, so they can actually go back to B as well. I like this from the T side.
There's the smoke. That's actually going to allow them to go around the world. That's exactly what they're going to do. They smoke off Arch, or Jungle Arch, or Library even, I should say. Impression hasn't spotted it yet. They're just going to commit straight around here. Benkai is going to hear this coming, but he has to have a big round. He's going to get completely destroyed now. All of the pressure on Splashkey. Boot too slow to adapt to this, and Takej, double entry. Fabulous work from him. SC Absolute, they're given all the time in the room, but they need to be able to execute that strategy. An Impression, despite getting tagged low, won't go down just yet, but already the rest of SC Absolute are fighting. Takej has found 3 kills. Surely he's done enough for his team to clean this one up. Bulbasaur, the last player left, as Tommy goes down. He's making this one competitive with a couple of headshots going his way, but left reloading. Double pick comes out from the T's. And the strategy works out perfectly for them, exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, because normally with the Moto Smoke, your protocol as a CT is actually to go, when you've lost that top mid control, to actually go back through the smoke into the A-bomb site, because you don't know at that stage whether SC Absolute are pushing apartments, if they're pushing Diggity side, and SC Absolute know this. And I mean, the only difference here is that if they actually slow down a little bit and walk, they potentially, from that probably arch position onwards, that would have been a lot more cleaner. But Boot Dreamscape, they don't really respond correctly in terms of that. Benkai sitting in a tight corner. What was I saying about 60 ping? The peak is always going to win. You can't do anything as a CT side.
And especially if you have a USP, like in close ranges like that, you should always be getting out-jeweled by a Glock.
Theoretically. USBs can do some dirty work at close range.
Getting, like, if there's more than one Glock, you should be running out of ammo there. But 4 stack at top mid with pistols. Bulbasaur's got a Zeus, so he's going to hope that someone walks out a boiler and gifts him a gun. And that lovely little scream sound. This actually is pretty dangerous here. Admittedly, it's only an SMG that's walking in, but there's no way really that Writer is able to recover this, and he will go down. It's an MP5 in the hands of Benkai, but the B-bomb side is exposed. SC Absolute are going to take it. They've already dropped the smoke on CT. That will buy them all the space they need. This one should be another round for them.
And you can actually see Boot Dreamscape. The difference in philosophy in terms of Inferno is that you absolutely need your utility on the CT side, so we're not going to see any force buy shenanigans coming out. Yes, we're seeing upgraded pistols, but that's the upper limit of what they're actually going to be forcing to get. You need every little last dollar to get your smokes and incendiary grenades to buy time on the B-bomb side as well as to retake this top mid. Wouldn't be surprised also to see the CT side back off and just try to go for exits as well. There's no need to kind of challenge and just give free money. Might as well contain the Ts and see what damage that you can do.
Why not at this point? Impression playing an off angle, looking for a nice little dig. Barca is already running down Banana as well. Got a scout in hand, he's running into a crossfire, but now his teammates with the automatic weapons are here, so this went from a situation that might work out for the CTs to one that almost certainly will not, if they even actually decide to push any further here, but Bulbasaur's been spotted. Tommy's not going to move. give away any advantage. Tries to get a last second dink in there, but can't do it. So into the one gun lost in the end for SC Absolute. They'll be happy with that. That's Rito. He'll be able to reinvest pretty easily as well. And for Boot, they're going to upgrade some pistols again, but as you said, not full investing. They do want to be able to get everything they need, including utility out in the gun round. They've got a triple nade. It looks like it's going to be down mid.
Yeah, it will do it. Oh, actually,
Oh,
Raider just
God.
walks straight into that. Oh, my goodness. He's... Goodbye. Not $100 investment for a life. That's not too bad. It sounds callous when I put it like that without any context, but...
It really does. Someone just clip that out of context, remove the audio. And then just,
$900 for a life. It's
I don't
just...
know, make it your ringtone or something. I don't really have any better uses for it.
Yeah,
on the
you're probably
internet.
right. It's probably just going to go on Twitter and somewhere, and you're going to get a few impressions. Maybe you're going to get impression from Boot Dreamscape to give you an impression, but that's
a
the
joke
best
I
that you can hope for.
About to make and beat me to it, but it wasn't a good one, so that's okay. Will
Who's
they
gonna-
check this corner?
Yes.
Good. I was concerned for a moment, but they do it, so it is just the pistols here. Benkai holding on to that MP5 that he stole from the SC players in the previous round, but despite a lot of damage coming out from the pistols, can't convert a kill. Now it's just Tommy and Benkai left. Tommy's already working his way in through top mid, but he goes through a smoke and goes down to the MP5. Benkai at this point.
Absolute madman.
way.
He bought body armor when he saved an MP5.
So now he actually probably wants to hold on to this gun, doesn't want to just throw it away.
He wants to get a kill, 100% here.
Yeah.
You can, as long as you get a kill and then you die afterwards, it should be fine. You don't want to just charge in and just,
Die.
yeah, just die. Because you got to smoke.
If he had a kit, this would be fabulous, but instead he's going to go look for the kill on Bass, and he will grab that, so potential for a gun. He actually can't save it. I think he's just a fraction too low to actually survive in the corner of pit.
No, he's
No,
good. It's
so-
not a, I don't think it was a default plant, so I think it was a little bit deeper in sight, which means it
too.
doesn't... I think even if you sit at the edge of the pit, you take 75 damage or 70 damage if it's a default plant, so...
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around the 70 to 80 mark. I just couldn't remember exactly where, but
Honestly, I haven't planned a default and sat in pit for a very long time, so I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact number, but I'm fairly certain it's in the high 70s. So
yeah, it's in the high. It's somewhere between like 70 and 70.
it's
days.
between
I don't know.
70 and 70.
70 and 70 high, something. Yeah, good. Anyway, he didn't die, so let's not talk about it. How about that?
Bit of a... I'm more than happy to satisfy this, as Tekej is just... Yeah, okay, this is really interesting strike coming out from SC Absolute. Just going in fast. Speedy Gonzalez, pretty much, and they already got top mid control.
The bomb's already ran through Arch. Actually made it through Arch as well. Splashy's got one, but won't know that the bomb's on the way to backstab. Laz should have a pretty easy cleanup here onto the AWP. Hasn't spotted the site player, but
You want to find more here.
he's going to walk in. Just goes for the kill as Splashkey repositions. There's the swing coming out from Bulbasaur. Can't quite get it done, but speed rotator's already coming. There's players in through Arch as well. Reach is trying to do what he can on the bomb side. He's found two, but he's in a 1 versus 2, and the bomb is down in Moto. Gonna throw the smoke, wait for the spam. We'll be able to grab that bomb, and does have time to move over towards B. He's going to walk through the smoke, and impression lies in wait. Grabs the frag. The gun round comes through for Boot.
Yeah, and Banker actually upgrades to an AK-47, so, I mean, a little bit too quick there for SC Absolute. They were trying to channel Sonic the Hedgehog, but they weren't really Sonic, unfortunately. You need 5 Sonics, and that's just not possible. There's only 1 Sonic.
And he's not playing for a Japanese team.
No, he isn't, as a matter of fact. And he wasn't
Isn't
able to
there
commentate
a-
with me the other night as well.
Isn't
so.
there a South African Sonic as well playing for Bravado?
Potentially so, but there's only going to be 1 Sonic in my mind and in my heart, which is Stuart Rayner.
Shout out, Stu. Love your work,
I
mate.
don't think he's watching this. If he is, then that's going to be a
Somehow I
little bit
also
absurd.
doubt it. But
But yes, it was a good buy round from Boot Dreamscape. SC Absolute, a little bit bizarre there, but that's all right. They can write that off and just slowly kind of manipulate his map control as impression. That's a timing HE nade onto the top of car.
works out very well indeed. Crow down below half HP. Here's a slow contact play up B. Crow's just copped another nade and is now on 10 health. He's really not having a fun time here. Unanswered damage. Going very well so far for Boot on that CT side. There's a couple smokes out, one for Spools, one for CT. That'll buy them a bit of space in this B bomb side, but they don't want to do it. Instead, throw it as a fake. They're using 3 players, take some top mid control here. But they haven't really rotated. They do have Splashkey sitting in CT holding the arch line, but even he hasn't been fooled. He's on his way back. But so too are SZ, going back to B.
Only 2 smokes, though, for SC to use at this stage. That said, they do have the firepower advantage, his impression. No need to really be looking at CT, in terms of CT. That's a really sick boost coming out from Laz. Oh my goodness. It's probably going to be the B bomb side as well. Impression just doesn't have the firepower and all the utility to really hold this off. Unless Splashkey gets some insane shots through the smoke just like that.
You guys couldn't see that, but that was just clear through the smoke. He wasn't even being spammed at, he just took it. That helps. 4 versus 4 now. 2 players tagged down quite low on SC Absolute here. So this one's doable, but
No.
Tommy goes down in mid. That
Well, it wasn't doable as soon as you saw the position of, I think it was Bars, is just sitting in
Bars.
pit. That is such an ingenious position coming out from Decage as well. I mean, he's going to go down. I definitely like that position, and that should be the round 1. And they're not going to retain any of these weapons as well in terms of Boot Dreamscape. You can't do anything at Splashkey at this stage. 1 and 2, unless you just decide to go for the defuse, which Laz doesn't allow you to.
Unlucko. It's going to be,
That's reset.
thought he was going to go for the AWP for Laz, but decides instead that he can just drop an AK and buy another one. But yeah, as you say, it is a reset. The money on Boot is pretty terrible.
I mean, the money on SC Absolute's pretty garbage as well, but they have guns in this round and they can build it up from there. That's the difference here. And Boot, on the CT side as well, SC Absolute. I mean, in terms of the only round they lost so far is that, yeah, they didn't really go in all together and they went too quickly. That round I liked a lot more. They took that top mid control a little bit later after the B site, made Boot Dreamscape really think it was going to be an A site take once again, and just hit B with a cheeky little boost around the edge.
Oh, please.
Oh,
Oh, no, this could be a problem. Benkai finds the Zeus frag and gets a chance to fall back as well. And just getting tickled by the grenade, so that's an AK in his hands for free. No one on his team has armor to back it up, and that will immediately cure rotation from the T's over towards A. But, man, if Bulbasaur gets a Zeus kill here as well, he actually might too. I don't know how this timing goes for him. He walks back out into mid, goes for the USP instead, has to fall. Warrior player in Apps. He's going to be chased back, but now surely the pistols will be overrun here. Tommy is going to get sprayed down in Apps as well.
Yeah, if he had a Zeus, that could have been a pretty clean victory. But
Just
he
5
didn't.
more Zeus's, guys. You had 2, you need 5.
That's
clearly
it.
the solution. It's too deep, but the aim punch too much for Benkai to overcome. Given a chance there if you have some armor for a spray down, but Reach is now just doing some work with that MP5. Clean shot comes out from Splashkey to get the first, but no more than that. 3 AKs not even recovered, just saved through for SC Absolute. Decent round for them as they now sit 5 and 1. Once again, the T side being good for them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even know at this stage what you want to do as Boot Dreamscape, considering that, man, this is just really mixed across the board. Like, Bulbasaur's gone for a CZ and a single Molotov, and then everyone else is bored up, so Bulbasaur's not really on the same page as everyone. I mean, he's just fast in and gets the kill on Laz. Okay, that works out. Bars, no one's checking where Bars is.
He's going to find probably 2 kills here. Easy as you like, mops him up. That's advantage taken and immediately lost by Boot Dreamscape in about 20 seconds, if that, of play. Takej might just find the timing here on Benkai as well. Yeah, he's not going to expect someone to be walking up that quickly. Unlucky timing for him, but well played there by SC Absolute. Now Splashkey rotating back into A. The remaining CTs had to do a 1-1 split. They don't have enough info. They could go for a gamble stack, but kind of hope that one of them can make a massive individual play and win a round, but it's going to be tough for them. There's SC Absolute with a minute to play with. Still spread all over the map. Looks like they will commit towards A, but they've got utility left on 3 players as well.
Don't even use like Molotovs, but please don't just smoke each other off. Just going for the entries. I mean, only Takej goes down. Look, he was low, I think, so it doesn't really matter. Even if he wasn't low, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Give my smiling boy Bars a few more kills. Hopefully we can make his green even bigger.
In case you are unfamiliar with what we're talking about, go look at the HLTV profile.
He just looks like the happiest dude.
He does. He looks incredibly happy. I love it.
I have nothing bad to say.
I have nothing bad to say either. There's nothing wrong with being a grinner.
I mean, he's grinning because he's winning at the moment, so...
Winners are grinners. That's what
exactly. But you know who's not grinning at the moment? Boot Dreamscape, because, yeah, they're getting absolutely hammered at the moment on their own CT side.
Hold on, let's see. Is that a default plant? No. I was going to say, we can do the maths, but it's still not a default plant. So
Crow's going to take about 20 damage. Oh, he took 50. Jeez.
48, mate. Come on.
Round it up.
SMH my head.
Low out loud.
Yep.
All right, Boot Dreamscape. Just due to the... See, this is what I don't like when you're not all on the same page. It's just costing you because round after round, SE Absolute are getting ahead. And so far, I've actually seen one buy round coming out from Boot Dreamscape in 8 rounds.
Bulbasaur still has more money than everyone else because he didn't buy last round, but he hasn't invested in anything extra.
Which is fine, because you don't want to be investing in anything extra at this stage. You actually just want to keep whatever money that you have, as Ro8 is just going to be doing some bulk damage to the edge of the wall.
Straight up hits the wall bang there as well. Triple peak comes in, nothing Bankai can do. Now it's just Bass over on the A site trying to fight all of these CTs. There's still 2 here, and they might actually catch him out. They are walking into Boiler. All 3 are actually staying here now, and that's a great little shot. I'd be careful of these players behind the maps. He should be going down. No, running AK all too easy. Bulbasaur can't even grab that M4 as Bass is ready for it. Alrighty then. Quick round, easy round. SC Absolute 7-1.
Things absolutely need to change right now for Boot Dreamscape in this round. First actual buy round, probably for about 3 or 4 rounds ago, and they still don't have a full set of utility, which is, I mean, it looks good, right? But look what's still missing. You're still missing incendiary grenades from some of the members. You've got 1 incendiary grenade to use an impression. That's not a full buy in my mind or Inferno. You definitely need your fire grenades here.
That HE grenade, or those HE grenades, I'm not sure how many it was, but they've done some good work. 2 players on around half health. A little bit more than. 3 players stacked up here on the A bomb side. Splashkey, very patient, waits for a wider peak to come out rather than taking a low percentage shot. Bass goes down. SC Absolute now, for the first time in what feels like a long time, perhaps all game, are fighting from behind.
Alright, this is what SC Absolute need to do at this stage, is just make a little bit of... Okay, just come... Actually, you know what? Just come out and just go kill people who give you opportunities to do so, because Impression just coming out in the open like that...
And now they're rotating. I love it.
Look, when you down a member, right, that looks really foolhardy. I think foolhardy is the correct word here. It looks really foolish, should I say. It looks really foolish to do something like what Crow did just then, but when you down numbers, you need to take a risk, and that is a risk that pays off dividends, and you're up 7-1 at the stage, you are afforded more than enough room to make a few risky plays.
Exactly that, and it works out. They do manage to open up the round for themselves, bring this one back into a 4v4. Now full execute. There's all the mollies you've been talking about for the T side, at least, going on to that B bomb side. The one molly they had is there to slow them down.
Look at that. A single fire grenade did that. It slowed SC Absolute down. They're taking more damage from HEs.
Now Splashy can start to get involved. 2 quick flicks. He's very good with this big sniper rifle. There's Bankai to help out as well. And it's the utility that really wins the round for them. The molly delays it, the grenade tags them all up, and then it's just easy kills.
That's literally what you can do with 1 incendiary grenade as Boot Dreamscape. And SC Absolute after that stage, I mean, Crow did well to try to bring it back, but unfortunately taking too much damage from well-timed nades from Boot Dreamscape meant that they didn't have enough HP to fight off with, and they didn't have anything else to really bust onto the bomb site. And that is why I emphasize on Inferno, actually, why utility and grenades are just so important. Because of a play like that, you picked up the incendiary grenade from Impression's dead body and you just used it to perfection like that. Once again, Crow
been really good as well.
I mean, Crow's just taken a chunk of damage from the from an HE nade again, which is not good.
That one was thrown straight down Banana. Also got the molly over here in the hands of Impression, so they get mollied but throw their own in return. In the meantime, Bass is over here fighting in apps. He has a lot of utility coming his way. Bulbasaur's gotten out of Boiler, so that will allow that much room to be opened up at least, but it's going to be a top mid play here. Splashkey grabs Laz. That's from the jungle position as well, so once again, SC Absolute, they're fighting back from a 4 versus 5. Got some control of top mid, it looks like they do want to commit to A here. So they're going to be pushing up Arch side at least. Splashkey still lays in wait, now he's got a good angle here. Oh, hasn't been spotted out. Bass surely is looking at him now. He spots him. Actually choosing not to commit for that frag, hoping that an easy one will present itself. But now he's got to go for it, and there's a nice one into the A-bomb side. But Tommy fights back from pit.
The problem with Bass coming in a little bit too early, even though he gets 1, is that the rest of the members are a little bit too far behind. You can actually still see Crow was coming in from Nana and flashbangs and utility. Oh my goodness, that's what you call a flashbanger if I was with Mitch. Or Mitch would call it a flashbanger, because that coming in from Smash, you just ruined their day. And Crow,
Nothing can be done. Oh, does manage to jump on Tommy, but Splashy knows exactly where he's playing from. It should be a pretty easy frag. And with 9 seconds left, he's just got to delay, try and make time for his teammates to rotate in, which they're here. Crow, nothing that can be done. Does get the one. No, doesn't even finish off Splashy. He goes back for it, now spins around. Can't find anything as time runs out.
The 360 no-scope AK-47 kill from Crow. Look, even if time runs out, look how much money the SC Absolute have at this stage. I mean, Boot Dreamscape have done well to chain 2 rounds together on the back of really good utility use, but SC Absolute, 7 rounds on the T side and still a little bit more money to have a good crack at it. Really solid start from them can pan out to... I mean, they want to try to break the CT economy soon. You don't want to allow Boot Dreamscape really to come back at the situation. They're just taking way too much damage from the HE grenades at this stage.
So good, yeah. Boot are just getting off so much one-way damage at the start of these rounds. And by one-way damage, I just mean damage that isn't returned. Like, it's grenades that they're just not taking damage from back. They're getting 50, like, Rita here hasn't barely even seen a player yet, and he's on 50 HP. There's a bunch of flashbangs to allow Tommy to peek, but will go down, so Rita's looking to make the play here. But it's 2 versus 4, great. Flashbang in, there's 1 kill. 1 more player on the bomb site. Doesn't quite have the timing when he pulls out some utility, but that leaves it open for Crow. There's the 1 frag, and will manage to dodge Benkai from Library, so that can put the bomb down. It's going to be a difficult clutch here for Crow, and he's going to walk out, try and force a 1v1. You need to in a 2v1 like this, and he's going to win it as well. You've got to try and find an advantage, and he's done just that. Now Impression with a FAMAS in hand. Crow has the advantage. All he needs to do it, and he will manage to clutch that one out as well. 1 versus 3.
That was sick, man. It's just flying at them and just pecking them away in the head. That's absolutely beautiful, and it looks so good for Boot as well when they were able to defend. But a 2-on-5 turnaround, really just on the back of Crow coming out of apartments and getting those kills. I don't know what else much more to say compared to that, because Boot Dreamscape's economy is actually once again completely shot. They're 4-spored up. I don't like the looks of it because they don't have utility, and SC Absolute are just looking on point so far with the entries.
Yeah, I mean, they do have smokes and flashbangs, but there's a big difference between defensive utility and offensive utility, which is, I mean, words I don't know if anyone else has used them, but I use them as utility that can do damage like grenades and mollies as opposed to your flashes and smokes, which while they can slow them down, an incendiary is much more effective at stopping a rush than a smoke, usually.
I would agree and argue with you. Like, I differentiate into aggressive and defensive as well, but I'd say it's the intention of the utility, right? Your defensive utility being used is when you need to defend against something, or if you need to... Because, like, a smoke thrown at top 9, right, can be defensive as a CT side, but can also be used in an aggressive attack. And you can see this flashbang. That's more of an aggressive flashbang from the CT side. Doesn't really pay off. It's good counter response coming out from SC Absolute, but that's the M4 lost, actually, from Boot Dreamscape.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with you. I think I'm talking about, like, the purpose of the utility grenade itself, whereas you're talking about the intention with which it's thrown. But we're mincing words at this point. Doesn't make too much of a difference. The point is, it's going to be a difficult round for Boot to recover, but Bulbasaur could be given a few frags here, and he is with the Deagle. The spray coming in, but it's not good enough. It will eventually mean that he's run over, but it's a 2 versus 3. Just tagged very, very low, and Splashky's on a quick flank. Now it's all on the sub. Left to try and hit a 1v3, and Tommy playing patiently, and Pit will grab that one, so... Bit of a reset to the T-side money there. They're actually going to have to save here. Crow can drop out some pistols, but everyone else not doing so great in the financial front.
Yep. Bar's just getting a little bit too enthusiastic there, just coming out of apartments. And, well, firstly, the AK wasn't the one that made the impact. It was really the Deagle at the end of the day. But SC Absolute just, I think, overthought it a little bit and went back to the A-bomb site. Walked into their own death, had too many corners to clear out, didn't use the utility, and that would really mean their death. Look, still not the end of the day for them, but... What could have been just, once again, a smashing T-side half is now Tommy is in a world of hurt if Bas is allowed out.
Which Bas does get out, even though there's a player on site. The trade does come in, but it's a little bit late. There's the molly, though. You're going to have to commit through that, and they'll take a bunch of damage for the doing. Crow with the hero AK has to do work, though, and he's found himself 2. That means it's a man advantage for his team. There's rifles recoverable for them as well. Takaj has found the first M4 in hand, so bomb gets dropped down to the bomb site. Difficult retake now for the CTs even. They both have kits. Locked out behind a smoke for now, and there's 1 more smoke available in the hands of Crow, so it's a little bit more time that can be wasted. It's going to go out. Both players are going to commit in through this jungle one. They find the first frag as well. Both let very, very low by what was surely some spray through the smoke. Crow steps up with the AK-47. The hero gun saves the day. 4 kills on the entry. 9 rounds for his team. And Boot left reeling. They reset their enemy, and they get reset themselves.
Well, I mean, Crow's 14-4 at this stage, and when you got someone in the last 2 rounds or in the last 3 rounds have gotten about 7 or 8 kills individually, you know you're in a good time for SC Absolute. And for Boot, I mean, this is a round that they had success previously, but SC Absolute, I think, should just adapt a couple of things around. Just play passively on the side that they don't want to take and just go 4-man in at the stage. It's very basic, but basic has worked out for them because they're able to get the kills.
Exactly that. Doesn't need to be anything super special when you're hitting your shots. Just on the pistols, the lone SMG on Benko. They've got the armor as well. A couple of smokes to work with, but not much to go along with it. And it's the Absolute right now giving them no reason to throw them. They're just going contact up Banana, not giving away that they're coming with any utility of their own. Takesh finds the first. All 5 players committing up through Banana. Benkai gets overrun. The UMP, not that good, unfortunately for him. And now the remaining 3 players already looking to save their pistols and armor for the last round.
Yep, and SC Absolute, that's how you get it done. I absolutely like what they're doing there. Other people would say it's really risky because you don't know what you're walking into, but SC Absolute's strong domain today has been coming in together as a unit and getting the entry kills. And don't change a formula that is working so well against Boot Dreamscape. That's what I want to boil it down to. And sure, look, we might still see a 10-5 half, we might see an 11-4 half, but 11 rounds, or even 10 rounds on the UT side, you're going to be very content with that, and just look to build from there, really, on your CT side. If you win pistol, we could see, I would say, a little bit of a minor upset, not a major upset, because SC Absolute have that potential to actually cause some ripples in the scene. And we're seeing it right now.
We certainly are, so... They did get a 10-5 half last map, and they managed to get the win. I think it was 16-13 in the end, so it was still close. But it's worth noting that last map, Boot won both pistols. And still couldn't take out the win. They only got 13 rounds in the end. So it's the Absolute if they can take the second half pistol. This map is going to be very, very difficult for Boot to come back into. But Tommy's committing straight down mid. He's made his way into second mid, MP9 in hand. Players with knives out. He's going to grab the 1 kill. Can't quite transfer for the second, but the flash does good work. This change of pace might just be what Boot need. Reaches left very, very low, but will be able to escape. And now they're going to go for the entry into B here. They've just got to deal with Benkai up on high with that UMP in hand. Flashbang not going to hit him. Will blind his teammate, but he still hasn't moved. And that flash is excellent. He will go down. Bobasaur through the smoke. Can't find anything either. Takesh gets it done. And now 18 and 16 health for the last 2 CTs. They've got to go for this. It's the final round, but this is looking dangerously like an 11-4 now for SC Absolute here in what could be the final map of this series.
Yeah, an 11-4 lead seems insurmountable, really, a lot of the time, and 2 low HP CT members, man. This is a situation where you hate to be a CT because you're going, all right, it's the final round, we have to go for it. But it's kind of the really defeatist way as well, because Takesh just want to clean up the class, but it's the defeatist way because you go, all right, there's 30 HP between both of us. We've got SMGs. There's 4 of them with AKs who've just been banging our heads off. What do we do here? We have to go in because there's no other option, right?
Yeah, it's like, you got to go for it, but your chances of winning are just so low that you're like, well, I mean, we have to, but...
It's like conscription in a nutshell, so, yeah, feels bad. But what feels good at the moment is SC Absolute playing some... Look, I wouldn't say it's top tier, but it is solid Counter-Strike. It's fundamentals that I'm seeing that they've been working on clearly, because before we saw, I mean, this is at the end of last year, right? Last time I really watched them play. Saw good fundamentals, but sometimes not the correct decision making. And that seems to have completely changed. Like, their decision making so far in this series has been absolutely on point. Where every single time maybe they're getting pushed in second mid, right? Maybe they're taking damage from HE grenades. Sure, that little part, it looks like they're more than willing to sacrifice a little bit of HE to get, HP, sorry, to get map control. What they adapt afterwards with is that they instantly read, okay, there's 2 or 3 members here, we instantly go here. And we go in together as a team, not just one person who's already up really close at Nana and gift over an AK. That's what I really like seeing from SC Absolute at the moment. And similarly for Boot Dreamscape, in the rounds that they did get in the CT side, I really enjoyed their utility use. I really enjoyed on how they actually set up these crossfires. But what really ultimately ruined them was that SC Absolute, some of the rounds that they did win was that they were going really fast. But what did ruin them was just that explosive potential. And this... We're rehashing once again what I was saying at the beginning of the day so far. Is that SC Absolute, yeah, we're looking at Laz as the star player, but in my mind, any of these members in SC Absolute can be the star player given in that round, in that moment. And that is something that we can't really quantify about SC Absolute or Boot Dreamscape. all these players really on the server at the moment had that ability to just pop off. We haven't seen that from Boot Dreamscape today. We saw that from Repression a couple of times, but we really haven't seen it from anyone else. But we've seen it from 3 members from SC Absolute. Nevertheless, I'm going on too much. It's a pistol round. And Boot Dreamscape have to win this to try to keep the hopes alive in Inferno.
Got 3 players taking some banana control early on, but the bomb down in T-spawn means they're not committing anywhere just yet. Hoping that someone at SC Absolute has gone a little bit too far, a little bit too quickly, and will be caught out on their own. But nonetheless, nothing was given to them banana, so Boot will now take mid and move into Apps. It is playing a close angle here at the end of cup, but does have the crossfire support as well from Crow holding jungle. And I believe it's Tack Edge sitting in graveyard, so Rita, there's going to be a pretty tough shot to hit if they jump across it. There's going to be a lot of players here, but he goes in for it! That could have been a double kill. Nonetheless, still gets one. That's what he needs to do now. Impression fighting against the players everywhere on the bomb site. They are flashed out, but the shots not being hit yet. The CT's in very difficult situations, but they're getting it done. Now just Impression left. Hits the one headshot, looking for more with this Glock in hand, but the clutch will be too much to ask. SC Absolute take the second pistol, put themselves on 12. And last round, or last map even, Boot got 13 rounds with both pistols. I don't think they're getting that many with this in this map now. They've lost one.
Yeah, and just Tick Edge, just clean with the USP at the moment. Nothing more that I can really say. He's just taking the victory for his team at the moment, alongside with Crow in this map. And for Boot, they didn't get the bomb plant down. They're still going to be equaling, so it's probably going to be 14-4 unless we're seeing some insane deagle or pistol plays coming out.
Which is certainly a possibility. Seen it from a lot of these Asian teams that the deagles are just incredibly damaging, incredibly good for them, but so far, SC Absolute have used their utility to take complete banana control. Bas can span through that smokes all he likes with the silenced SMG. No traces, just like the M4A1S. But for Boot, taking the lower bracket, they're slowly moving up towards A. Tech Edge giving a bit of a warning shot there as the deagle doesn't connect with him, but will push him back. But immediately, because of the banana control, they hold care of Bas. They're going to rotate 4 players over to A.
See, that's a better warning shot, right? Warning shots are useless. Warning shots are better when they're actually connecting on heads.
Warning kills.
Warning kills.
That's the one.
Where you just go, hey guys, my name's Tick Edge. I've got an M4. Remember how I ruined you on Cache? I can do it again in Inferno. Just come over here. So, Boot Dreamscape, they see that. They're going to go back to B. And Bas really needs to drop his utility right now. And he hasn't. Oh no, he's going to have to fight it.
He's going to get a smoke out to buy himself some space, but it's a little bit too late. The bomb can just go down straight in that smoke. They're going to run through it, though. They're not expecting him to be this close. This could be the play that saves them. The rotations are coming. Bas, quick transfer will find the second kill, but now it's all on Bobasaur. He's going to pick up that MP5 with the bomb down. 3 players coming at him, though, and nothing that can be done. Crow runs straight in with the MP5 of his own. Lose a couple of players, but it doesn't really matter too much in the end.
Actually, Boot can probably... Actually, no, they can't. I was about to say they could potentially buy up, but they'll be lacking so much utility that I don't think it's actually a good option to do so.
There's like, what, three players on AK and armor alone. Splashy can't even do...
They're going for it. This is really risky because...
What I was about to say is Splashy can't even do head armor, and indeed he hasn't.
I mean, A, your head's going to be very fragile, and you want your noggin protected.
Wear a helmet, kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And B, is that they have no grenades. What are they planning to do? Just... blast heads? They're going to have to hope to blast heads really well because over in the Nana site, I mean, Impression's fast out.
And he's found both with the AK-47, so there you go. Wasn't quite heads blasting, but, you know, he hit the shots when he needed to and he got it done, so there's Tommy with a nice one onto Rita. Never mind, our predictions mean nothing. Doesn't matter how bad the buy is, Buddha still found a way to make it work. Crow could grab both these kills, they're very, very low, and he will do that, so there you go, that's an opening. Back into the 3 versus 2. Still a player over on A for Boot as well. Bankai's going to have to make his way over or else his team could fall without him, but the 2T is going to fall back into Banana. Bankai's actually going to go for the wrap through CT. I like this play now. Might not expect him coming around at this time. In fact, they certainly shouldn't. And his teammates now just have to waste time and wait for him to come in and get this backstab, which he will in just a second. Spots 1, instant 1-tap, and the second. They have no idea where it's coming from. That's because it was Splashy. You got the first kill. There you go. That's why. But either way, Boot will grab another. The round that we said shouldn't work indeed does.
Yeah, I mean, what is utility used for? If you can just go and just hit some heads, I know it'd be amazing. But SC Absolute, come on, boys. You need to do better than that holding the B-bomb site. If I did that, my leader would lay into me pretty much for losing the B-bomb site in 20 seconds. Not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, at least... I mean, losing the bomb site in 20 seconds if they rush you, that can happen, but you got to get 2 kills.
Look, it can happen, but it shouldn't, firstly. And secondly, to go down without barely a fight, without utility drops, not acceptable in this current day and age.
Like, if you got a kill each and then went down, like, maybe that's okay because it's still a 3v3, but just straight up going down, it's very difficult for your team to recover.
You've got Molotovs there, you've got HEs, you've got flashbangs.
Not if you don't throw them.
Well, yeah, exactly. What if you don't throw them? Then okay, just decorative, I guess, at the end of the day, which is just, look,
Belt decoration.
something that maybe that's just something a difference in the meta at the moment. But I almost thought Ro8 was going to get away with it, but Benkai finally does land that spray. I was about to say is that I often see that people actually fight overnight and fight hard, actually. So
How's Impression doing 2 headshots against an unarmed player with an AK? That's what I want to know.
go through the edge of the coffins.
Yeah. Still, another round for Boot. Not much to talk about in that one, as SC did just have pistols. Not too much really to go off. Now, though, they're going to go straight into the double AWP. Going to toss them around, decide who actually wants them. They do go back to Rita and Laz in the end. Bus is limited to that MP9, but he does have a whole bundle of utility as well.
This might be the ticket to catch Boot Dreams off by surprise. So who's going to be set up in with the AWP at the moment? It's actually going to be Rita going in, and he's just going to peek it. No fancy setup, just going to go straight in. Lance has been boosted up. Very slow round from both sides.
Yeah, double up. Not yielding too much just yet. They're going to boost Laz up a second time here on the wall in Banana, and now he can just sit here and hold this angle. That will allow Bas to rotate back over to A if he wants to, but Laz has been flashed off, so not rotate just yet, but he goes for the shot on the cross, does miss it. Now they know there's one up here. Whether or not they'll expect the second is a different thing entirely, but Boot, I do know that one sniper's over on B, but he's the only one here now. Bas has already rotated, but he's going to be caught out. It's an unfortunate position for him to be in, because he wants to go help his teammates on A, but he can't leave Laz alone with utility coming in.
Yeah, just the Fnatic smoke there, really solid. What is more solid is that mass carrying through a stone wall.
The massive sniper bullet, an AWP bullet?
Yeah.
Okay. I think they shoot 338, so it's a relatively heavy bullet. Rage is going to find the first one onto Tommy there. It's top mid. Impression gets tagged again by...
Grenade.
I don't actually know. Yeah, I guess a grenade. Laz is going to clear this corner as well. It's an easy frag. They are pushing up B. The bomb is here, but Laz is waiting. He's now cleared it out, so we can just hold this corner. Wait for the peek. He's going to go out with Bas. This is very risky. Laz will get away and misses the shot. No, he doesn't. He actually hits the player behind, but Splashky quickly jumps up and will be able to find that kill. Does have the bomb, drops it for his teammate, and he's going to go straight, try and force the issue. And CT does hit that shot on Rita as well. Excellent mid-round calls or adjustments from Splashky to be able to bring this back into a 2v2 and get that bomb down. Also gives him a decent bit of control into CT here, and they must know he's coming. They're going to double peek it. The jump across is there, but he still hits it. Now it's all onto Kedge. 1 versus 2. Knows where Splashky is. Going to get in front of that molly as well. Actually finds Benkai. Now he knows he needs to find the AWP, but Splashky's going to hit the wallbang headshot and Boot. They'll continue the comeback as Splashky gets a full ace.
That's what I was talking about, is we haven't seen much on Splashky just yet, but those are the rounds where all of a sudden that X factor coming out from one of these guys just shows through, and they just single-handedly win the round from there. And what can I say about that? A double AWP setup, it was looking absolutely dire for Boot Dreamscape, because if they lost that, it's 2 rounds away from SC Absolute actually making their way into, I think, the upper bracket semi-finals. And now Boot Dreamscape, they're feeling it. They know that they're back in this with a real chance now.
On the grind now towards bringing this one back into a tied situation. Still a lot of rounds to go. They need 6 unanswered just to tie this up, but they've kept SC Absolute off 14. They've kept them away from that tipping point of match point. And this round is just an anti-eco from them, so Splashky still with that AWP. Doesn't want to get caught out alone, but everyone else has automatic weapons, and Impression's gone for that MAC-10, so cheeky bit of cash earning potential for him. There's all 4 players here stacked on B, though. Impression sprays down Raider straight away through that smoke on the boost. There's another one. All too easy. All that's up to Laz with the USP. Surely not much he can do about this one. Should just be going down here in just a second.
If he gets a headshot, then, I mean, Impression's low enough, but that's about it. I think that's the last thing he can get done.
And they all rotated anyway.
That's a lot of respect shown to Laz. I would have just run straight at him. 4 versus 1. 1 with a MAC-10 at USP. What could go wrong?
He 4-man Kalatsu with a USP
Exactly.
somehow? I don't know.
Things can go wrong.
things can have and will continue to go wrong for a lot of Counter-Strike players. So always going to take the safe route, but SC Absolute now, the Ecos will afford them a buy here. They've got the double AWP out again. Looks like a pretty similar setup to what we've seen from them previously. Laz, I don't know how that shot did so little damage. Splasky must have just gotten behind enough of the wall to not take too much, but Benkai in the meantime has found Rita pushing in apps, and now Splashkey is waiting for the boost. Scoped exactly on that one, knowing that Laz was going to do it and did take him down. Good read there from him. Now it's a 5 versus 3 for Boot. Takej is already forcing the issue here into apps. Benkai's waiting for it. They had to make a play to try and even this up, but it's all Bas now.
Yeah, they made a little bit too many plays to try to bring it back, and that's where SC Absolute, they're starting to get a little bit jumpy at the moment. They're trying to play a little bit off standard when I'd say that they need to give themselves a bit of a chance to try to play standard. They really haven't had the opportunity to do so. They've lost a lot of fast and quick rounds, and look, what I'm trying to get at is you don't need to be taking so many risks. You're going deep in with an AWP on a CT side. Like, there's no need to at that stage.
Yeah, like once you miss that first shot, going for the second pick is very, very risky. Bas going to try and clean up some of these players and hold on to that gun, but he's got a lot of pressure coming his way and just hasn't been able to find a frag yet, which means he can't alleviate any of the pressure on. Tommy will be able to clean that kill up despite getting tagged low. 5 players up for Boot in a gun round as well. SC Absolute. Now perhaps the pressure's starting to show, the nerves starting to get to them as they feel this comeback well on its way.
I mean, the difference here as well is that I haven't really seen the full set of utility coming out from SC Absolute towards a Nana position. So far, the only way they've taken it is, okay, we're going to boost up Laz. Okay, Laz, watch this angle with an AWP. I haven't seen any of the set smoke grenades, the Molotovs, really to try to push off the T's or try to push off Boot from taking it.
They did it one round to take early Banana with the molly and then the smoke at bottom Nana, but then they still did the same thing of just posting Laz and leaving it, so they didn't actually take any deep Banana control with that.
Which, I mean, posting up Laz is fine, but that shouldn't be your go-to strategy of every single round. You need to win it through, I mean, not just telling Laz just to go get kills. As good as Laz is, you can't just rely on one person holding B side all the time. It's like relying on, hey, Splashkey, can you just kill 5 people every single round and win this game for us?
Thanks, mate. That'd be ideal. Nonetheless, though, this eco being mopped up. It's Absolute trying to find unexpected angles, flanks, corners, anything they can to catch out the T's, but it's not working out too well. They've lost 3 players so far and gained precisely 30 damage onto Bulbasaur. Splashkey's already here and waiting for them as well. All too easy for both players going down to him with the AWP.
This is a very similar scoreline where, I mean, well, Boot Dreamscape did manage to come back and actually get in the lead before SC Absolute were able to get the defenses in order. I mean, this is where the T side for SC Absolute really came in handy because they've got so many rounds to work with at this stage. And this is pretty much their... Look, I just want to see them play a little bit more standard. They don't need to go over hyper-aggressive on the AWPs. They just need to play solid, smart Counter-Strike. And, I mean, taking 50 damage from nades and dueling out from sandbags as an AWPer?
It's risky, but he has nowhere to go now. He's got to try and fight this one. Nade's going to hit him as well, and Laz, he's good, but not that good. Gets overwhelmed by 2 players. 3 players Banana, the first 2 don't get anything done. It's not ideal for SC Absolute, and already the Ro8's going over to A. They are actually going quick enough that they might, or indeed will, beat them there. So they've got a chance into this round. They've called out what Boot are doing immediately, but it's still a 2 versus 3. They've got to convert here somehow.
And the first person out, actually Takej, does manage to catch him off guard, and Ro8 is here with the AWP right now, so Impression is just going to get that package down a little bit more safely. Benkai just going to be playing contact, which is a really smart decision for both sides, but Ro8 has actually walked in so far in. Doesn't work out for him. But this is ultimately the issue, right? Is that SC Absolute are unable to contain this fast Nano aggression. And if you can't contain this fast Nano aggression, you honestly need to go back to the drawing board and think about what you need to be doing to deflect it. Because that's where Boot Dreamscape have pretty much won 2 or 3 rounds from just getting fast up into Nano. I can't remember the last time that an Australian team at Tier 1, for example, has been able to get that fast Nano control up there if a team has not messed up their nades.
Because there's so much you can do to stop them taking Banana early. You can throw a pair of Molotovs that completely block off Banana, then the smoke at bottom Nana to let them out of there, and then you've got it. Or even that, if you just fall back and then molly the car or throw nades over from sight, there's a lot you can do, even if you give up top Nana, that you don't have to stack 3 players there, 2 of you die to flashbangs, and then leave your AWPer to make some mad hero play from sandbags. So, SC Absolute, 4 players on Banana this time. There's a grenade kill coming out, but Splashky's there on the trade. Ro8 gets turned on by Benkai. Again, it's just the pistols, so we're not expecting too much, but it's the Absolute. They're about to have their lead from earlier. They're up 11-4, 12-4, in fact, after winning the pistol. Might even have been 13-4. I can't exactly remember.
It was 13-4 because they managed to. I mean, it was Impression that pretty much won that. I guess the 5th round for Boot Dreamscape. But from there on in, it's just been. Like I said, for SE Absolute, it's been really bothering for me because in terms of the Nana control, it's just pretty much been non-existent. And that's really... I'm not saying that they're losing it purely based on that. There's a bunch of other factors like Boot Dreamscape aren't playing well in SE Absolute. They're not really hitting their shots or trading efficiently, but ultimately it just comes down to, okay, if you want to take this Nana control at the very least, you got to take baby steps, right? Where's the utility being used to hold off Boot Dreamscape, having these members coming up fast again? Look how fast Impression's already up. He's already up top and he's taken 3 damage. Like, come on.
And Laz has taken 96. Just going to be able to get away. Bars does find the 1 kill through the smoke. Like, this is slightly better for SZ because at least they've made it back to B without losing 2 players, but they're still... I mean, the fact they kill Impression is the only thing that actually makes that even slightly okay for them. Because Laz is on 4 HP. Admittedly, with the AWP, he's got a good chance to fight this one out. Not going to have any protracted duels with an AWP. You're either going to, at this sort of level, you're going to take your shot and get a kill, or you're going to take your shot, miss, and die, so...
Oh, you can take a shot, miss, and then somehow get away and live to take another shot. Miss that.
4 HP, though.
You'd be surprised to see the miracles on 4 HP.
True. Shouldn't have spoke, because now I've inevitably jinxed it, but... Will be the pressure back onto A here. Ro8 spots the shoulder, doesn't take the shot, but will be baited into it and gets flashed out. Even had a grenade in hand, but chose not to throw it, and now he's only safe because they didn't commit. He got stuck on the wall, didn't make it through Arch, but does get a second chance. Spots the player on the jump, but overcommits. Burpsaw trades it, 3 versus 4. And TechEdge has a vital role to play here in Pit, but even then, the smoke's there for Moto. They're going to be going around to B. Laz has read it, though.
Oh, he's read it all right, and it's a good read as well. 2-on-2, they're trying to split through Moto. Bars here just needs to stay alive. Laz going to be cut off. Where is the bomb carrier? Bomb carrier still in CT. That's when Bars is going to come in, and that is the round that SE Absolute, well, absolutely needed, firstly, as they're just going to clean house. Big plays coming in from Bars, holding on to the B bomb site, and just good reads coming out from Laz as well. Understanding, SE Absolute understanding when they've lost that CT control and just playing that 2-on-2 in the correct fashion as well. So, yeah, first CT round in a very long time, but Boot Dreamscape can buy to the end. They're going to give no quarter, and SE Absolute, they're going to be door stuck.
That wasn't on stream, unfortunately, but they got stuck in library. So their card's getting rejected and they're able to borrow the books that they wanted.
Happens way too often, I can tell you that.
It's true. You forgot that you work at a library. Sometimes.
Look, as long as you bring photo ID, I think I'm allowed to allow you to borrow. It's actually quite strict.
Is there a book that will help SC get more rounds?
I don't think there's a book that's available probably at my library, but at this stage, playing defensively and just playing some smart crossfires will definitely do it. So maybe some teamwork book or just solid communication. I mean, they posted up Laz at Nana. That's a good start, which means allow 4 on the A bomb side, but can they get out in time?
Oh, TechEdge, that's a very risky play. He does get 1 kill, so it's not all bad, but flooding out of apps come the T's onto the bomb side. Bars is here, throwing down 2, does very well indeed, but the trades are equally as fast. And now it's all left up to Laz. They know he's rotating in from B as well. Did miss the timing on him bottom mid. I don't think he'll be able to get a rifle before he makes his way all the way onto site, though, so the first frag at least is going to have to come in with the AWP. 1 player site, 1 player pit, the crossfire set, the trap baited, and Benkai. Be a very risky peek, but he's going up onto the bike at the back there instead, where he can look over the top and playing this one very sensibly. Now Laz with that shot through the wall going to give himself up, and he's not quite hitting Benkai either, so this point for the Japanese AWPer, there should be a save, and indeed it is. Laz backing out, holding onto that AWP. And Boot, they make it work. Grab another round, clutching at straws, but nonetheless, it's a round win. Once again, SC Absolute's lead is diminished to just the 1 round.
This could actually come back to be the 3rd map in the series as well. We might be seeing a Mirage at the end of the day. It was looking like it was a sure win for SC Absolute when it was up 13-4, but Boot Dreamscape have shown their prowess on the buy rounds and a couple of, I guess, cracks in the armor in terms of SC Absolute on their defense has definitely not worked out for them. Now they should be able to drop a few over. Bas is going to have to, he drops an AWP over to his coach and just goes to the CZ. What a lad.
Team player.
I honestly hope he gets 3 kills, not just because, well, Laz gets the first one.
Cheeky.
What a flashbang on.
That is indeed a flashbang. Oh, Ro8, you really got to hit those. That's unlucky for him. Nonetheless, though, care of Laz getting that opening kill. It's still a 4v4, but look how far Benkai's worked his way up. He does shoot a few bullets, gives himself away, gets mildly distracted by the chicken. As much as he's checking for another angle. It's more fun to think about chickens, but he is still able to win the fight against Crow, which is not quite the same, but it's a similar bird. And now the push coming into the A-bomb side here. Tommy on the entry frag. Takesh gives himself up. It's all on Bars. He's not getting anything done. Laz again in a clutch. 1v4 this time. This is going to be 14-14. We're going all 30 rounds.
Yeah, he's just going to go safe from T-spawn. Maybe get this pick onto Tommy that's chasing him, but no, he's just... He's actually just throwing it. Oh, he's actually retrieved the other orb. He doesn't want Boot Dreamscape to recover it.
Question is, will he keep this one or throw both out of the map? Hopefully keep this one. Doesn't really have any money, so sure it's worth more to him to hold on to it. A lot of pressure coming his way, though. It's going to be very difficult to save. I know exactly where he is. 2 shots hit. Laz, quick as lightning, but they are wrapping on him very, very fast. He's going to run through the Molotov and...
That is the classic. That's what I would do.
He won't expect this.
I've literally, from some of the things, I don't know if Boot Dreamscape honestly listened to the things I've been saying as a joke and doing it seriously, because that is...
They're on the Karath strap.
That is literally what I did in a pug. I just threw a Molotov and I just went to my friend, watch this, and I just went through it and just dinked the guy with a P250.
Well, I mean,
the classic...
Depending on where you were playing, there could even have been...
It was
your own grenade, you're always going to take damage, never mind me.
What is Laz going to expect? You're not going to expect a T to be charging through. Bulbasaur throwing 500 IQ play. We've already used 300 IQ, so... But, man... Alright, enough laughter aside, this is actually really dire for SC Absolute at this stage. And Boot Dreamscape, they can smell it. They smell victory at the moment. They know they can bring it back in the Mirage. They've gone, that's alright. We can win this. Easy peasy, guys. You can see 2 people set up for an anti-flash play.
Risky business now for SC Absolute. Boot are setting up for a B-site hit here. Benkai's going to throw a couple of distraction nades over towards A just to try and keep some players there, but it's 4 on B. Now with the utility coming in, they must know this is on its way. They must have to stop this hit. They're going to flash through the smoke. The flash is great, but players on Boot are better. 3 kills come through quick as you like, and now it's all onto Crow and Takesh. Easy headshot given up to Crow initially. Even gets the AK in hand safely, but still so much more work to do. Tries to spray down the bomb planter. Impression can't quite connect it. Still incredibly difficult, though, for these CTs to make this work. Takesh has an MP9 in hand. Less than ideal at this range. And with the utility the way it is, they've pretty much already got to back out and save these guns. And Benkai's on the lurk. Takesh will have no idea. Surely they're both going to get caught out by this, and indeed they will. Benkai knocks down both, denies the money, denies the AK. From 13 to 4 to 14 to 15. For SC Absolute.
What can you say, though? Boot Dreamscape, they've been looking very solid on the T side and, I mean, the CT side. I mean, I'm going to go back to one of my old sayings. You know when you leave one of those Coke cans out for a little bit way too long, it's a hot summer day, and you come back and drink it, it's disgusting, it's flat. That was pretty much their CT side. It was flat and devoid of any solid ideas. It was just risk after risk that didn't pay off any dividends. I mean, admittedly, they didn't have any opportunities to kind of show a solid buy round. We saw maybe one. That's it.
They were prioritising much more, getting that double AWP out every time that they could.
And
it didn't really do much.
I'm fairly certain, I've sat in a cast with you, Tim, before, and I said I absolutely hate a double AWP setup on this new Inferno. I can't remember if it was with you or it was with Elfish Guy, but I have stated it, I'll state it again, that I don't like the double AWP setup on Inferno because just having a single AWP already is difficult enough. And Rita so far in this AWP, bless his heart, I know he's a sub, but I don't remember a single kill coming out from his AWP on the CT side.
That's the thing as well. Like, I don't mind the double AWP, but when it's just not been working for you, then perhaps you want to start investing in like an M4 or something in a utility for him instead. But the push coming into A, 1 MP5 kill only for Rita. Tommy grabs both the players in pit. Crow on the bomb site trying to fight. He knows they're all very, very close to him. A couple of them are low, but he's got to try and find these kills, and he hasn't been able to do it. Bast, though, comes in with that CZ in hand. Now AWP. Both players very, very low. There's the one more frag. It's just one remaining. It's all on Benkai, 12 HP, or else we're going to overtime here. SC Absolute in the hands of Bas. The flashbang not going to do enough. Laz Needs to be careful. Oh my goodness, the headshot's perfect from Benkai with bomb in hand. He can run straight over to B, but he's not. He might actually even beta rotate out of
Oh
Bas
my
here.
goodness.
my
Bas
God,
had the
Benkai.
sickest hero play just then. And Benkai is just completely... Like, what do you do as Bas, right? You've
That's
got
so
to be
smart.
thinking it's B bomb site, so you're going to go over there, and Benkai's just going to plant A. It's clinically outread, pretty much.
And now he's got all the time in the world to get into a post-plant position. Bas is going for a really long rotate as well with no kit in hand. He's got to commit to this pretty much straight away. He's got a chance if he found that fight right there, but Benkai's going to move off it. Bas, the one advantage he has is HP. He's just got to commit. He's got to check his corners here, and surely he won't look this way. Indeed, he won't. 16-14. Benkai to close it with an incredibly well-played 1 versus 2 on just 12 HP. And that means, Kevin, that we are heading into Mirage.
Yeah, map number 3, and I mean, you wouldn't have said that we would have seen it, because that's the absolute up 13-4 after what was a dominant T-side start, as well as a really solid pistol round. But and both of these teams so far, the CT sides have been very, very lacking. On Mirage, what you definitely need is a solid CT side. We need to start to see things change for both of these guys. Not just Boot Dreamscape, not just SC Absolute. I can see an amazing T side. Both of these guys are going to play a good T side. When are we going to see an amazing CT side?
We really haven't seen anything. I mean, the T sides on all these maps have got 10 rounds, 11 rounds, something like that. But
double digits, effectively.
Double digits every time, and then the comebacks have been double digits every time. And that time, at least on Cache, SC Absolute did manage to get the final few rounds on the board, and they were able to close it. But on Inferno there, they won from 13-4 to the end of the map, they won 1 round.
Yeah, and there was one round where I think someone stepped up. Oh no, it wasn't anyone that stepped up. It was just a defensive unit altogether. Look, like I said, the SE Absolute, I think when coming into the T side, I was hoping that they had a solid CT side or understanding of how to play around that Nana. It looks like they haven't been punished that heavily from before, and as a result, they got punished really hard from Dreamscape. I honestly hope they look at this as Inferno as a learning experience, because, like I said, T side looked really solid. They just need to fix a few problems with their CT side, and it can be a very functional CT side.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can fix that. But in the meantime, we are going to head into our third map here. It's Mirage between Boot, Dreamscape, and SC Absolute here right after the break.